Ever wondered about the diverse Christmas traditions around the world? Christmas, a time of joy and celebration, is observed in myriad ways across the globe. While the image of a jolly Santa Claus delivering presents is a universally recognized symbol of the holiday, many cultures have their own unique gift-bringers, each with their own rich histories and traditions. From the Krampus in Austria to France's Père Fouettard, these figures add a dash of local flavor to the universal festive cheer. Today we'll delve into the intriguing history of one such figure, Belsnickel. Meet Belsnickel, a crotchety, fur-clad Christmas gift-bringer from the folklore of the Palatinate region of Germany. Belsnickel is an intriguing character, often dressed in rags with a face blackened, carrying a unique blend of threat and promise. He comes alone with a switch in hand to chastise the misbehaving children, and pockets filled with candies, nuts, and cakes for the obedient ones. But Belsnickel's influence isn't confined to just Germany. He has crossed oceans and continents, becoming a part of Christmas folklore in Pennsylvania Dutch communities, and even reaching the shores of Newfoundland and Nova Scotia in Canada, and Santa Catarina in Brazil. His visits to homes during the holiday season, bearing both rewards and retribution, have become a unique and intriguing part of Christmas traditions in these regions. This fur-clad figure, with his stern demeanor and his promise of gifts for the well-behaved, brings a unique twist to the Christmas season. But how did Belsnickel come to be? Let's trace back his roots. The tradition of Belsnickel originated in the Palatinate and was brought to Pennsylvania by German immigrants. A fur-clad, crotchety figure in the folklore of these German communities, Belsnickel became a staple in their Christmas celebrations. In the 19th century, the tradition of Belsnickel was widely celebrated. This fur-clad Christmas gift-bringer would visit homes alone, armed with a switch to discipline naughty children and pockets full of treats for the well-behaved ones. But as the 20th century dawned, Belsnickel started to morph. His image began to merge with that of Santa Claus, the jolly gift-giving figure known worldwide. This fusion of characters saw Belsnickel's stern visage soften, his switch-wielding arm replaced with a sack laden with gifts. Yet post-World War II, the tradition of Belsnickel experienced a decline. The stern, disciplinarian figure was overshadowed by the benevolent image of Santa Claus. Belsnickel's tradition faded into the background, becoming a nearly forgotten footnote in Christmas folklore. However, tradition has a way of bouncing back. In recent years, there's been a resurgence in the popularity of Belsnickel. This revival has seen a return to the character's roots, with the stern, fur-clad figure making a comeback in both rural and urban settings. It's interesting to note how the urban version of Belsnickel has been influenced by modern sensibilities, while the rural Belsnickel remains a direct link to the original folklore. And that's how Belsnickel evolved over the centuries. But what does a visit from Belsnickel look like? A visit from Belsnickel is quite an event. He tests children's behavior and rewards or punishes them accordingly. This bearded, fur-clad figure from folklore doesn't just drop gifts under the tree, he's more interactive. Belsnickel has a tradition of questioning children about their conduct throughout the year. He's keen to know if they've been helpful, respectful, and diligent in their chores and studies. But the test doesn't end there. Belsnickel also wants to hear children recite passages from the Bible, a tradition likely linked to his Germanic origins. It's a moment of reckoning as children stand before this stern figure, hoping they've done enough to earn his approval and, more importantly, his gifts. For those who pass Belsnickel's tests, the rewards are sweet. Obedient children receive cakes, candies, and nuts, little tokens of appreciation for their good behavior. But for those who fail, the consequences are less appetizing. Misbehaving children are threatened with his switch, a stark reminder that actions have consequences. So, while a visit from Belsnickel may be a bit scary, it's also a reminder of the importance of good behavior. Belsnickel, a unique character in the Christmas traditions, is a symbol of both reward and retribution. Originating from the Palatinate region of Germany, this fur-clad, switch-wielding figure has found his way to various corners of the world, including Pennsylvania and Brazil, carrying his dual promise of treats and punishments. His tradition, while having faced a decline, is witnessing a revival, reminding us of the blend of joy and discipline that the holiday season brings. Whether you've been naughty or nice, Belsnickel's visit is a memorable part of the Yuletide festivities. And that's the tale of Belsnickel, a fascinating figure in the world of Christmas traditions.